Hey, welcome to a new video. During a routine ABC News broadcast, a reporter was interviewing a construction worker at a shopping center. Sometimes the strangest things happen when cameras are rolling, and this clip has puzzled viewers for years. It seemed like a typical afternoon. Hard hats, orange cones, and the city's hum in the background. No one expected that, in the middle of such an ordinary setting, something inexplicable would happen. As the worker shares his thoughts on the renovation, the camera behind him captures a seemingly everyday scene. An older woman with a classic shopping bag, the kind your grandma might have used, immediately evokes a familiar image. In the footage, she slowly and carefully walks into frame. Nothing unusual at first, until her body starts to fade mid-step. At first you'd think it was nothing, but what happened next, no one can explain. There's no obstacle, no cut, and no camera glitch. One moment she's calmly walking through the shot, and the next she's gone, as if she dissolved into thin air.
Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video.
In 2015, a group of seasoned fishermen set out on a routine night run across Lake Baikal, the deepest freshwater lake in the world, one of Russia's most mysterious natural regions. As the onboard camera rolls, the crew sees something strange glowing beneath the surface of the dark, restless water. Even as the boat moves and waves break, the glow remains fixed in the same spot. A bright blue-green light appears, not flickering like a reflection, but steady, as if hovering just under the surface. Lake Baikal has long been called a hotbed of UFO activity, and not without reason. For decades, it has been the setting for odd, unexplained sightings. Journalist M.J. Banias describes an incident from 1982 in which Russian divers allegedly came face-to-face in the depths with humanoid beings in silver suits. In the panic to escape, 3 divers reportedly died from a rapid ascent. Stories like these keep the Baikal myth alive and raise the question of whether something truly lies hidden in its depths. Bioluminescence occurs in the oceans, but Baikal is a freshwater system where such organisms aren't known. And natural bioluminescence typically flashes briefly and fades, whereas this was a steady beam of light. The footage remains unexplained, leaving people to wonder whether it was a craft, a secret experiment, or an extraterrestrial presence beneath the lake. On an overcast afternoon in England, Meg Oxtoby and Jeff Parlett were walking their 3 Hungarian Vizslas along a quiet country path. As experienced dog owners, they expected nothing more than a normal stroll. What followed was so strange it tested their sense of reality. The video begins innocently, with Meg and Jeff's camera capturing the path as the dogs trot ahead. But soon it's clear something is off. The 3 Vizslas stand completely still, while the camera moves and the leaves rustle in the wind. Yet the dogs remain frozen, unmoved. For almost 4 minutes they don't budge or even blink. Then, as abruptly as it began, motion returns, and the dogs run on happily as if nothing happened. Dogs are known to sense earthquakes, illness, or even approaching danger, and maybe they communicate in ways we don't understand. Meg and Jeff are convinced their dogs experienced something extraordinary. The trio seem to act in perfect unison, as if obeying an invisible command. What would you do if your dog did this? On the evening of August 11th, 2025, a household in the US became the setting for one of the strangest glitch in the Matrix moments ever. At around 9 p.m., resident Lizzie received a notification from her Ring doorbell. On the camera, 2 missionaries can be seen walking slowly up to the porch, clearly identifiable. At first, nothing seems unusual, just an everyday visit on a quiet evening. The 2 are wearing contrasting dresses with different colors and patterns, but as soon as they get closer and fully enter the frame, something inexplicable happens. Both are suddenly wearing identical pink dresses. The transition is seamless, with no pause and no visible interference. It looks as if their clothing changed between 2 frames, like a jump cut in real life without any editing. Lizzie was so startled she didn't open the door. Instead, she watched through the Ring feed as the bizarre scene unfolded live. Even stranger was the timing. Missionaries don't usually call around 9 p.m., yet there they were, their appearance literally changing before her eyes. The YouTube channel IP Expedientes Ocultos, CD Juarez shared a clip that went viral and has viewers around the world debating. According to the creators, it was filmed somewhere in South America, and it sparked fierce discussion. The video starts innocently with a young girl playing alone in a quiet village square, the sun casting long shadows and hardly anything moving. Then something strange happens. Her dress is suddenly yanked, hard enough to make her stagger backward, as if an invisible hand had grabbed the fabric. The girl startles and looks around, as though expecting someone behind her, but the square is empty. No one stands close enough to have caused it, and the camera captures the moment with chilling clarity. Viewers responded in droves, many insisting this is undeniable evidence of paranormal activity in broad daylight. The way the fabric moves, they argue, suggests intent rather than chance, like a mischievous spirit briefly stepping into our world. A security guard had a narrow escape when a gondola cable suddenly snapped and came crashing down. According to authorities, the guard was on a routine patrol and happened to walk directly under the cable line, just moments before it gave way. About 5 to 7 seconds after he passed, the cable was completely severed and fell to the ground, barely missing him. These cable-cutting incidents occurred in both 2019 and 2020, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police strongly believe they were deliberate acts of sabotage. Investigators suspect the culprit is someone with exceptional fitness, deep knowledge of terrain, and specialized tools. To help catch the suspect, authorities released a chilling image captured during the investigation. The figure shown appears unusually muscular, almost inhuman in physique, which only deepens the mystery. The original reward for information was $250,000, but after the image was released, it was raised to $500,000. To this day, the case remains unsolved. In 2022, a security video captured by a car's CCTV camera appeared online and unsettled even seasoned skeptics. It begins like a routine recording. A quiet night, low light, nothing remarkable. But within seconds, something disturbing appears. A long skeletal claw slides across the hood, a sharp shape that clearly doesn't belong. Then a dark figure emerges from the shadows. Shrouded and imposing, it moves with an unnaturally jerky gait, while two glowing eyes pierce the darkness. Eyes that, in the grainy footage, look like bright headlights. Some initially dismissed it as a prank, someone in a costume, or a well-staged hoax. Others pointed to the unnaturally glowing eyes and the movement that seemed both fluid and rattling at once, as if the figure weren't bound by normal weight. This strange creature is said to have been captured multiple times, but someone finally managed to capture it on camera lurking on a rooftop. Workers in the area claim they saw it crawling beneath the roof tiles. What could it be? Locals believe that during this period, a juju, a mysterious non-human entity, was wandering the area. This juju creature is a terrifying figure, believed to exist in Bangladesh. Witnesses describe it as having glowing red eyes, long nails, and a hairy body. It walks on 2 long legs and has human-like hands, but is said to possess supernatural powers. Rumors also suggest it may be a cannibal, lying in wait on rooftops for its next victim. A recent Instagram post from the account Imagen Conspiranoica has been spreading like wildfire in the past few weeks. The video shows Lionel Messi, the Argentine football legend widely regarded as one of the greatest players ever, with a record-breaking career. For many fans, a chance encounter with Messi is big news. But this time, all the attention is on what happens behind him, as Messi can be seen cheerfully greeting fans, smiling and signing autographs. A few steps behind him, his bodyguard seems to appear out of nowhere. One moment, no one is visible, and the next, a tall man in black is suddenly beside Messi, with no clear entrance or direction from which he came. Viewers flooded the comments with theories. The slow-motion replays make it even stranger, because the man appears so abruptly that it seems unlikely he simply walked in from off-camera. Some called it a glitch in the system, or a reset of reality, while others joked that Messi employs bodyguards who can teleport. On the wide, peaceful plain of Louisiana, everything seems calm, until this video captures something much darker moving through the landscape. And no, this isn't just some wild animal. Recording from a distance, a creature resembling a skinwalker is seen sprinting across the field at an inhuman speed. Skinwalkers are terrifying entities from Navajo legend, known especially in the American Southwest. They're said to be evil figures who practice dark magic and can transform into animals, or even people at will. Little is known about this specific video apart from its title, Giant Creature Caught on Camera. Viewers believe it's a skinwalker due to its unnatural speed. What's creepy about skinwalkers is their link to dark rituals and manipulative magic. These beings are deeply rooted in Navajo tradition and rarely discussed with outsiders due to cultural taboos. What do you think was captured on camera here? Could it really be a skinwalker or something even stranger? Let me know in the comments. In a puzzling CCTV clip that left viewers baffled, a man begins to cross an apparently empty street, until something impossible happens. When he steps off the curb, there's no traffic, no passers-by, except an older woman on the sidewalk. Then, in an instant, his legs are violently swept out from under him by an unseen force. His body lifts off the ground unnaturally, as if something invisible were yanking him away. Just as abruptly, he's hurled forward, but halfway through the motion, the force seems to release, sending him sliding several meters over rough gravel before he slams onto the pavement. This isn't a stumble, it's a sudden, decisive motion, as if someone or something tossed him like a rag doll. He lies there stunned, then slowly gets up and walks back to the sidewalk, looking around in confusion, as if wondering what had wrenched him away. This unsettling event took place in Mexico, where a strange creature is seen looming over a person who appears either severely injured or on the verge of death. What would you do if you were out walking at night and stumbled upon this? The creature seems to be feeding, and you can clearly see it moving over the person's body. One legend that looms large in Mexican folklore is the Tlapuchi, beings believed to possess magical powers and the ability to transform into various animals. These creatures are said to live secretly among their human families and often take the form of birds, such as vultures or even turkeys, when hunting their favorite prey, the blood of infants. Some believe the creature in this video might be this urban legend, and if it's true, you'll want to stay as far away from it as possible. Most of these creatures are said to be female, and it's believed that they're even more powerful than their male counterparts. According to Tlaxcalan folklore, they hunt for blood between midnight and 3 a.m., especially during cold or rainy nights. Among the countless videos of the 2024 solar eclipse, one set of clips caused an unusual stir online. Shared by Instagram user TuMaria20119 in New Jersey and Pineapple Vegan in Dallas, the footage appears to show more than a celestial event. In the first clip, filmed during the eclipse, a long, stretched-out shadow suddenly appears in the sky. It doesn't look like a plane or a bird, and it doesn't move like a cloud. Instead, the dark shape descends, flickering in and out of view, then vanishes completely. In the Dallas footage, the same phenomenon shows up again, this time as a dark vertical form shooting across the sky at unnatural speed. The theories varied widely. Zoomed-in frames make the shadow look even more ominous, more like a figure than an object, something vague yet clearly moving with purpose. As if that weren't enough, another user, Eridos, reported similar sightings in Texas, all within hours. Skeptics suggested odd atmospheric shadows from planes, drones, or even space debris. Others suspected the shadow of a comet or a stratospheric balloon, distorted by the eclipse's unusual lighting. But some viewers believe the videos show something far more menacing: shadow entities released through a portal during the eclipse. Social media buzzed with speculation about solar pulses, interdimensional visitors, or supernatural beings crossing over during a rare cosmic alignment. In 2007, a biology professor decided to test out the flash on his new camera while near Lake Travis in Texas. What he didn't expect was to capture something truly extraordinary. Accompanied by a student, the professor was so spooked by what he saw, they immediately left the area. When reviewing the photo, he noticed several glowing spots, and at first assumed it was just an animal. But as more versions of the image surfaced, some darker, some brighter, one thing remained consistent: a terrifying humanoid figure in the background. Speculation quickly ran wild. Some believe it was a creature similar to Bigfoot, while others suggest it was something even stranger. Think it could be a ghost? That theory might hold weight. In just the last 5 years, 17 people have tragically drowned in various parts of this lake. Even more chilling, 9 people have mysteriously vanished around Lake Travis over the past few decades, never to be seen again. A video shows a man walking through a still forest when he comes across a bizarre motion he can't explain. The rest of the woods are completely calm, no wind, no animals. Near a large tree, he notices the leaves on 2 branches whipping back and forth in an unusual frenzy, as if invisible hands were yanking them hard. He walks closer and records the scene in detail. He moves the camera behind the branches to show that no one is hiding there and captures how another branch nearby remains perfectly still while the agitated branches swing wildly. Finally, he points out the obvious. There's no wind. Only those 2 branches are thrashing. which might be explained by unseen insects, like stick insects or caterpillars, disturbing the leaves and creating an illusion. Yet the speed and force seem greater than what small creatures could cause. Another theory points to electromagnetic energy or static electricity making the branches vibrate. Believers in the paranormal see something invisible at work, perhaps a spirit, a cryptid, or an interdimensional disturbance manifesting in the forest.
The Dyatlov Pass incident is one of the most baffling mysteries in history, occurring on February 2, 1959, in Russia's northern Ural Mountains. A group of 9 experienced ski hikers, 8 men and 2 women, set out on a 2-week expedition to reach Mount Otorten. Days later, their abandoned tents were found. Some of the hikers were barefoot, others strangely dressed, and several showed signs of radiation exposure. Igor Dyatlov himself was found in the snow with clenched fists in an open jacket, suggesting a violent struggle. The case of the tragedy remains unknown, with theories ranging from natural disasters to paranormal explanations. One of the final photos taken by the group appears to show a mysterious figure in the background, leading some to believe a Yeti might have attacked them. And this wouldn't be the only sighting. In 2022, a boy in rural Siberia claimed to have seen a Yeti near a campsite and fled in terror. His footage shows a massive figure in the distance, further fueling the legend.
In one of the most unsettling cases of alleged paranormal activity on camera, a chilling video from the Field family's home surfaced and quickly became the centerpiece of what many call a modern poltergeist case. The footage shows Derek Field talking with his wife at home when a door suddenly slams shut with terrifying force. What happens next is far creepier. A split second later, Derek is hurled backward by an invisible force, lifted off the ground and slammed onto the floor. Startled but determined, he gets up and pulls the door open, only to see something straight out of a horror film. In the bathroom, his wife Paige is suspended unconscious against the ceiling, her body eerily limp, yet hovering as if held by unseen hands. The moment is brief but hair-raising. Moments later, Paige drops to the floor and remains unconscious, while Derek later says she remembered nothing except a heavy, suffocating presence right before it happened. Once the video was released as part of a growing ghosts on camera collection, online debate exploded. Some paranormal researchers called it a textbook example of intense possession.
Imagine you're driving through the countryside and spot something that looks like it walks straight out of a folktale. Would you hit the gas and drive off, or stop to get a closer look? One driver caught one of the strangest sights of his life, a small, bizarre creature rummaging near the roadside. As soon as it noticed the car, the creature bolted back into the woods. Even the way it ran was unnatural. The person who filmed it believes this being might have been extraterrestrial. What do you think? Was it an alien or a mythical creature thought to exist only in legends and urban myths? Unfortunately, not much else is known about the video. Whether it's a malevolent entity or harmless being, one question does remain. What was it doing out there?
A TikTok posted by user Alex Shaw ignited one of social media's fiercest time travel debates. Recorded by the backyard security camera at Shaw's Airbnb in Florida, the video begins like a routine, if slightly ominous, trespassing incident. A young man slips into the yard and walks to a small storage shed. He hesitates, opens the door, and steps inside. Minutes pass with the door closed. No one comes out. The man has vanished. Worried, Shaw checks his feed remotely and calls the police. In a second clip, officers enter the shed and return with the conclusion that no one is inside. The intruder simply seems to have disappeared. Days later, Shaw posts a follow-up video in which the camera captures an older man emerging from that same shed. His appearance is noticeably different. Grayer hair, older features, a heavier build. He steps out slowly, looks straight into the camera as if he knows it's there, and walks away, leading many viewers to think he's the same person who vanished days earlier, only decades older. Is this a case of time travelers using an unexpected base? What do you think? Tell me in the comments.
During a camping trip in Edenbridge, England, something strange happened in the early hours of the morning. Around 3 a.m., a family member, startled by noises outside the tent, stepped out to investigate and snapped a photo. What the flash captured was chilling. A pale humanoid figure hunched over and staring back with an eerie expression. What could this being be? The area is steeped in folklore and myth, with stories of mysterious humanoid beings said to roam the surrounding woods. One local legend speaks of an 8-foot-tall creature with glowing red eyes, long arms, and a thunderous roar that has haunted the residents of Turnbridge Wells for generations. The region is also said to have its fair share of unexplained disappearances. Some tales describe a group of beings known as the Forest Watchers. tall, slender figures with glowing eyes, who silently observe the forest and protect its secrets. Another chilling myth involves the shadow stalkers, ghost-like humanoids that blend into the trees, gliding through the woods without a sound. Creeped out yet?
Filmed by soldiers on a routine patrol, this video starts quietly with a small unit moving along a narrow, rocky mountain road. Said to be in the Afghan mountains, it sparked fierce speculation online. The mood is tense but still, until a high mechanical whine cuts through the air. The camera jolts as the soldiers instinctively take cover, and then nothing dramatic, except for a few blurry frames that keep the debate alive. As the object streaks through the shot, it appears as a sleek, metallic form with no wings or visible propulsion, clearly not a known aircraft. For many, that points to an otherworldly origin. Military craft? Unlikely. Drone? Bird? Could it be a foreign reconnaissance vehicle being tested in secret, or some advanced technology not yet made public?
One moment you're relaxing at a playground, the next a strange, mysterious creature comes charging at you out of the woods. But why? And what is this bizarre thing? The creature could have ignored the person entirely, but instead it locked eyes and sprinted straight toward them with no hesitation. Anyone would feel instant fear when faced with a pale humanoid creature barreling at them full speed. It's not just the chase, it's the unnatural look of the creature that triggers a deep, primal urge to run. One theory suggests that our fear of humanoid monsters comes from their disturbing similarity to us. Close enough to seem familiar, but with just enough off to make our skin crawl. So what would you have done in that moment? Run for your life, or try to confront this creature? Let me know in the comments. Picture this, you're sitting alone on a boat, soaking in the peaceful scenery, enjoying the sun and the still water, confident there's no one else around. At least that's what this person thought, until they noticed something, or someone moving on the island nearby. On the opposite shore, a massive figure was spotted walking through the forest, resembling none other than Bigfoot. This happened in Ontario, Canada, a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings. The earliest reports in Ontario go all the way back to 1906. Even today, campers in these parks often report strange howls and glimpses of large ape-like creatures sprinting down trails at night. Despite the spread of industry in parts of the province, vast untouched wilderness still remains, giving something like Bigfoot plenty of space to hide out, especially on an isolated island like this.
In the next clip, a bird seems to do the impossible, hang motionless in midair, as if time itself has paused. The setting is a perfectly ordinary residential street. In typical grainy security cam fashion, a small bird flies into frame and then suddenly freezes. It hovers perfectly still before the camera, as if trapped in a single moment. The wings are locked in an upward position, and the bird doesn't move forward, backward, or down. Many viewers cried glitch in the Matrix, while others suspected a drone disguised as a bird, or even an interdimensional sign. Some argue the bird only appears motionless because the camera's frame rate syncs precisely with the wingbeat rhythm, creating an illusion similar to the stroboscopic effect in old films.
This unsettling footage was reportedly filmed in December 2019 in Iran, and what we see moving on screen is odd. A soot-covered creature blinking its eyes, clearly not human. It's far too small to be a child, which is why believers in the supernatural think it might be a duende. A duende is a goblin-like figure from Spanish and Latin American folklore, often described as a mischievous or malevolent little being. They're said to inhabit forests, rural areas, or even abandoned homes. But to see one in Iran? That's definitely unexpected. Duendes are notorious for playing tricks, causing chaos, and sometimes even stealing small objects. In this video, the duende-like figure runs across a banknote of Iranian currency, but its intentions remain unclear. Any guesses as to what it was doing?
A man ventured into a remote area infamous for stories of cannibalism, but his adventurous livestream turned into a nerve-shredding escape. He hikes through dense jungle, showing the lush, untouched landscape. Then, suddenly, figures emerge from the shadows, bodies painted white and armed with spears, their movements hurried and hostile. The livestream lurches violently as the man realizes he's being pursued. Heart pounding and breath ragged, he sprints through the undergrowth, dodging branches and leaping roots in a desperate bid to get away. Viewers were glued to the screen as the chase unfolded live. The sound of footsteps and shouting grows alarmingly close, but adrenaline sees him through. He manages to shake the group and ends the broadcast shaken yet unharmed.
This eerie video footage, taken deep in the jungle, shows a bizarre creature standing just a few feet or meters away, half human, half snake. These types of beings, at least in mythology, aren't as rare as you might think. In Hindu and Buddhist lore, the Naga is a divine or semi-divine serpent being, typically depicted with a human upper body and a snake's lower half. You'd expect them to exist only in myth, but this person appears to have caught one on camera in real life. European folklore also describes the basilisk, a legendary creature said to be part serpent, part human, or sometimes even part rooster with a snake's tail. Its deadly stare or breath could kill, and it was often seen as a symbol of pure destruction. Even ancient Egyptian mythology featured a Pep, also known as Apophis, a giant snake deity associated with chaos and darkness. A Pep was said to threaten the sun god Ra during his nightly journey through the underworld. So, could this jungle sighting be a leftover remnant of an ancient myth still wandering the earth? Or was it something else entirely? What do you think? In this fascinating clip, a mysterious creature is caught in a brief moment of concealment in the woods. There's not much info available about the video, but its unsettling contents have sparked serious curiosity online. Some viewers believe that the creature could be a monkey, or even a ghost from the afterlife, but another theory leans into something more cosmic, an alien presence. While the idea of extraterrestrials hiding in the forest isn't widely discussed, it does link intriguingly to a concept known as the dark forest theory, a hypothesis tied to the Fermi paradox. It suggests that intelligent civilizations across the universe might deliberately remain silent, hiding from each other out of fear of being discovered and annihilated by hostile species. In this theory, the universe is a dark forest, where every civilization is a silent hunter. Could the being in the video be one such visitor, stranded, hiding, or waiting? Maybe something crashed nearby, and it's simply biding its time.
A father watches as his children play outside, laughter and sunshine painting a perfect scene. The calm shatters when his daughter, near a dense thicket, suddenly freezes as a pale, unnaturally long limb reaches toward her. The motion looks jerky and almost inhuman, as if something were desperately trying to mimic human movement. The father calls to his child and she runs into his arms, escaping at the last moment from whatever lurked in the shadows. Once the footage hit social media, theories flew in every direction. Many viewers saw the mysterious limb as evidence of a skinwalker, the shape-shifting being from indigenous folklore said to lure victims in the dark. The pale, elongated arm and its cold, deliberate motion closely matched countless skinwalker descriptions from online forums and campfire tales. Others think the limb could belong to a large animal, possibly an ostrich or emu, captured at an angle that makes the movement look unnatural.
Whether it's nightfall or just before dawn, this elusive desert creature seems to emerge from the shadows. Is it Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the Yeti, or something entirely new? Many believe this is the sighting of the Yucca Man, finally caught on camera. The Yucca Man is said to be a desert-adapted Sasquatch, reported across Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona. Sightings have been documented in the Antelope Valley region since the 1970s. Witnesses describe him as a large, hairy humanoid creature, much like Bigfoot, but specific to the Mojave Desert in areas like Joshua Tree National Park. One of the earliest reports came from 1971, at the 29 Palms Marine Base. A U.S. Marine on guard duty was found unconscious the next morning with his rifle snapped in half. When asked what happened, he claimed the last thing he saw was a towering, hairy figure emerging from the darkness, before everything went black. So, desert legend or cryptid reality?
In a striking clip that grabbed attention online, an ordinary streetlight is seen shaking violently in a way no gust of wind should cause. At first glance, it looks paranormal, but physics offers a fascinating explanation. This is resonance, a phenomenon in which an object vibrates intensely when exposed to a specific frequency that matches its own natural frequency. Every solid structure, a streetlight, a bridge, a building, has a natural mode of vibration. If an external force hits that frequency just right, the oscillations amplify dramatically. In this case, the wind blows at a frequency that matches the poles, causing it to oscillate wildly rather than sway gently, just as seen in the video. It's like the wind playing the pole like an instrument, making it resonate and ripple like a snake. The danger became tragically clear in 1940, when Washington State's Tacoma Narrows Bridge entered uncontrollable oscillation due to resonance and collapsed entirely.
Ever seen one of those alien horror films where people hide from a monster, holding their breath as it stalks them through the house? This is that, but real. In this video, an alien-like creature stands just outside someone's door, like something pulled straight from a nightmare. Thankfully, a sturdy metal screen door separates them. The footage shows someone opening the door, only to come face to face with a tall, grotesque being on the other side. Suddenly, the creature lunges, slashing violently at the person as they scramble to shut the door. What would you do in this situation? Barricade yourself inside, or try to confront it? Either way, it's a moment you definitely don't want to experience in real life. Nicaragua is usually known for its stunning landscapes, but this encounter was anything but beautiful. In one of Nicaragua's cities, a man spotted what he described as a humanoid creature and decided to investigate. He climbed over a fence to get closer. For a few minutes, he searched for the creature, which had disappeared, and even followed its trail down to a drainage ditch near the water, an area filled with garbage and debris. But the creature never reappeared. What did he actually see? Some speculate it could have been a Central American version of Bigfoot, or even the legendary Sisamito from Belizean and Honduran folklore. This creature is described as an upright, gorilla-like creature with a human-like face, covered in thick fur. Said to be larger than the average man, it supposedly has 4 fingers per hand and no thumbs. Folklore says it feeds on fruit, plants, and meat, but it's terrified of both water and dogs, so maybe that explains why it vanished without a trace.
The last thing you expect during a live match is a player vanishing on camera in front of hundreds of spectators and millions of viewers. Teleportation might make you think of secret agents or time travelers in dark alleys, but in this baffling clip, a player suddenly falls to the ground and, in the blink of an eye, is gone without a trace. The mystery on football pitches doesn't end there. During a live Sky Sports broadcast, Jamie Carragher and Phil Neville were discussing matches while something odd played out on the studio screens behind them. Fans were stunned, practically spooked. As a figure strolls calmly across the grass, he suddenly disappears, as if erased mid-step. Was it a broadcast hiccup, an overlapping camera feed, or paranormal activity captured live on TV? While many experts point to glitches or editing artifacts, the disappearances of both the player and the groundsman keep theories about reality glitches very much alive. These nerve-wracking video clips of a group of friends exploring the woods feel like they were ripped straight from the Blair Witch Project. Their goal was to debunk all the low-quality ghost photos and orb sightings taken in the area, but they never expected to run into the infamous Pigman, a creature tied to urban legends and twisted folklore. In Gondola, New York, there's a local myth about a pigman who supposedly lived on Holland Road. According to the legend, he was a pig farmer and butcher who mounted severed pig heads on spikes along his driveway. Then there's Pigman Stanley Johnson, another urban tale. He's described as a 59-year-old man who suffered a psychological break after his wife's death, and now wears a mask entirely made from a pig's face and flesh. So did this group actually stumble upon Stanley Johnson, or was this something even darker? In March 1962, 5 teenage boys from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, set out for what was meant to be a thrilling trip in a small Air Force-issue raft about 6.5 feet or 2 meters long. Their destination was the half-sunken wreck of the USS Massachusetts, resting on a sandbar roughly 1.8 miles or 3 kilometers off the Gulf Coast. 16-year-old Brian McCleary would be the only one to return alive from that fateful day. It began sunny and calm, but a fierce storm soon rolled in, turning the sea into heaving waves that drove their raft far into the Gulf. They tried to catch hold of a buoy, but failed, and as the fog thickened, they decided to swim for shore. According to Brian, a colossal shape appeared in the dense mist, what he described as a sea monster looming menacingly out of the haze. In his police interview, he sketched a chilling image, a towering pole-like form topped by a glowing orb that bent and dipped beneath the waves. Brian said that after the storm passed, an eerie silence followed. The water lay still, and not a single bird could be heard. Moments later, heavy splashes broke the calm, as if something unseen deep below was on the hunt, an element of the story that remains a mystery to this day.
According to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the United States has a staggering number of Bigfoot sightings, especially in states like Michigan. Imagine you're out kayaking peacefully on Michigan's Cass River when suddenly something unexplainable catches your eye. In this video, a massive humanoid figure can be seen wading through the water. But here's the twist. It appears to be carrying something. Some claim it's a young deer, possibly caught as prey. But Bigfoot believers have a different theory. Could this be a mother Bigfoot carrying her baby to safety? The video only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough to send the internet into a frenzy. Whether you're a skeptic or a diehard believer, one thing's for sure. This ancient legend keeps showing up when we least expect it. Coincidence? Or are these mysterious creatures still hiding in the vast forests of Michigan? This footage of a group stumbling upon a strange creature has sparked serious questions. Are there more than just animals living in our forests? Some viewers think they may have captured a duende. The creature moves like a monkey, but it doesn't look like any primate we've seen before. Duendes are legendary beings, found in Spanish, Latin American, and Filipino folklore, usually described as small, goblin-like tricksters who can hide easily and sometimes even snatch children. So did this group actually encounter a real one? Or could it have been a living, breathing elf, just like the ones from fairy tales? Either way, something unusual was definitely caught on camera.
Geraldine Orozco is regarded by some as one of the most talked about experiencers of alien abduction and human-alien hybridization in recent UFO history. Her story was featured on UFO Witness with Ben Hansen, with testimony and medical details that many say make it even more puzzling. In 2013, Orozco says she was abducted in the middle of the night, woken by a bright light, paralyzed, and taken aboard an extraterrestrial craft. During that abduction, she says she saw hybrid children, beings with both human and alien traits that were partly derived from her own DNA. Through regression therapy and public sessions, she says she recalled a long history of abductions and involvement in hybridization programs. She also claims that numerous hybrid children have been born or exist, some sources citing figures like 24+. In addition, she reportedly developed a cyst near her reproductive organs, which doctors said resembled the size and behavior seen in women who have had children. This detail is often cited as physical, medical support for her claims.
What could possibly make a grown man sprint away screaming for help? This hunter spotted something terrifying in a cornfield and described it as a wolf-like creature. To this day, no one knows what was really out there. Cornfields are creepy on their own, but according to Native American mythology, they're also haunted by wendigos, evil spirits cursed with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. These twisted entities are said to possess those who wander too deep into the fields, turning them into ravenous, cannibalistic monsters. Another chilling theory? That scarecrows infused with ancient protective magic come to life at night, not to guard the crops, but to stalk anything that moves between the rows. Have you ever encountered a creepy creature? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.